candidacy that we have right now. Biden should expand marijuana pardons and issue new cannabis prosecution memo before his term ends, lawmakers say. A coalition of 14 Democratic congressional lawmakers is urging President Biden to significantly expand his marijuana pardons and issue updated guidance to formally deprioritize federal cannabis prosecutions before his administration comes to an end. In a letter sent to Biden and VP Kamala Harris on Monday, Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts and Representative Barbara Lee of California led a dozen of their colleagues in making the request, while applauding the president's past pardons and role in directing a marijuana rescheduling review. Moving marijuana to Schedule 3 represents progress, and we urge the Drug Enforcement Administration to complete that process as soon as possible. But it will not end federal criminalization, resolve its harms, or meaningfully address the gap between federal and state cannabis policy, they said. Possession and use of recreational marijuana and much state legal medical marijuana will continue to be a violation of federal law. The Biden administration has the opportunity to further reduce the harms of marijuana's criminalization before the end of this administration by issuing another round of clemency and an updated memorandum on prosecutorial discretion for marijuana offenses. The letter, which was first reported by Rolling Stone, says. The lawmaker said that while Biden deserves credit for issuing mass pardons for people who've committed federal marijuana possession offenses, those actions have resulted in virtually no releases from prison because few individuals were in federal prison for these low-level offenses. Thank you to these senators and representatives for pointing that important fact out, because I think people always get lost in the fact that there aren't really mass prosecutions for possession at a federal level. The letter continues, President Biden should issue broader clemency, including another round of pardons and commutations to reduce sentences or end terms of incarceration for individuals convicted of other cannabis-related offenses, the lawmakers wrote. Additionally, the president should again urge state governors to expand marijuana clemency and decriminalize low-level marijuana conduct under state law. The second part of their request is for Biden to issue a memorandum to deprioritize seizing marijuana and prosecuting individuals and businesses for state legal marijuana activity. While marijuana prosecutions over cannabis have steadily declined amid the state-level legalization movement, the threat of federal conviction persists, and criminalization has continued to be enforced in a racially disparate manner. We also noted that Customs and Border Protection, CBP, recently seized large amounts of state legal cannabis at the Border Patrol checkpoints, even dozens of miles into the interior of the country, referencing a controversy still playing out in New Mexico. The memorandum should direct federal law enforcement to deprioritize prosecutions of any future marijuana offenses that have been the basis of prior federal pardons, and deprioritize prosecutions of personal cannabis activities and cannabis activities that comply with state or tribal law. During the Biden administration, the DOJ is assured that an updated Cole memo is forthcoming, yet one has not been issued, the lawmaker said, referencing an Obama-era guidance on federal marijuana enforcement priorities. New memoranda should be promptly issued and expanded to cover marijuana acts that federal prosecutors and law enforcement officers are directed to deprioritize and make prevention of racial disparities in enforcement and prosecutions an explicit priority. You could go to the website and read all of the different representatives and senators that are involved with this letter and read the letter in its original form. But yeah, I think we can all agree that this is something that should happen. I'm really glad to hear that we have some lawmakers that are pointing out, one, the fact that we don't have any real result or people being released from prison as a result of President Biden's original pardons, and pointing out that they should extend these pardons past federal possession, convictions. But yep, this is Soham from the ATX with High at 9 News, and let's throw it back to the team and see what everyone else has to say on this.
Well, that's because Biden was using this as a talking point, not any kind of actual restoration or reparation to these people that have been disenfranchised, because nobody is sitting in a federal prison for simple possession of cannabis.
That part.
Yeah. And I think we've covered this. I think we all agree on that, which is why I think it's refreshing to see Senator Warren and these other lawmakers pointing out that hasn't actually resulted in any meaningful action, and that they need to expand the scope of commutations and clemency if they actually want to have an impact on incarceration.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've noticed throughout the states they do these big news blasts on like we're expunging people, but what I've noticed most states is just only misdemeanors. It's not even felonies. So it's just like it's not really affecting anybody because we all know that the issues with incarceration and the real burden that it has on real people in society are the felonies and the higher charges, and I've yet to see them expunge those as much.
Exactly.
Well, and if you look at the groups that keep going state to state and saying, come to our expungement clinic, bring your paperwork, let us see what your charges are, give us your name, information like that. Very quickly after, those same people are calling your phone saying, hey, do you want to be our social equity applicant? So I think it's probably a lot more about that than it is to actually help people.
Thank you for saying that, Jenny Beth.
Yep.
Yeah, you can name names. You know, I cannot.
Oh boy, man!
I can't afford no more C&Ds.
There's lots of names to talk about, you guys, with all of this.
Just doing that little thing I do. It's okay.
I mean, I'll tell you what. Right now, nothing is going to happen in between during this lame duck session with Biden, other than nap time for this guy.
He might get us into World War III.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, we're not even.
We're trying to keep it positive on a high note.
Yep. Yes.
What Joe Biden will be doing will be.
Rico is stuck right
now. Yeah, he will be taking some Sleepy Joes, courtesy of Parody Gummy, for all of his nighttime needs.
He's out there getting his Tarzan on in the Amazon.
Does he need them?
Not really. No.
I think if he takes any of those Sleepy Joes, he might end up in a coma, man.
I don't know. Is it the real Joe Biden or is it the 7-foot Joe Biden? I like him.
What about the AI version?
Mitch McConnell are just sitting there staring at each other.
Marijuana Mitch. Man.
That's the staring contest for the ages.
Hey, Ramon. I think you have the screen lock on your phone on, and so it's not allowing for your screen to turn sideways like it should. I think you have the screen lock on. Yeah. There we go. There you go, Ramon. Yeah. Now we're cooking over here.
Sideways.
Yes.
Boy in the day.
You thought he was at the sideshow in Oakland for a minute.
Yo.
In Oakland, they on every block.
Where are you hiding at, Jason?
Oh, I'm right here. You can't see me, but you can hear me. You know what I'm saying? But I promise everyone can see me crystal clear.
You know he's making sure people can see him.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know that.
Jason's OC now, y'all. Y'all haven't been out here, man. Jason's OC now.
I can't wait for you to have you guys down here. You guys got to come down here because you know what? There's no potholes in the streets out here, you guys.
There really aren't, unless you go to Costa Mesa, Westside Costa Mesa.
I was literally about to say it. That's not all of Orange County.
Yeah, I was coming back from getting my Christmas tree in Costa Mesa, and I'm like, oh shit, this is like a field trip to see the homeless people. This is where we put them.
Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, some of those inland parts of OC, they definitely got some fucking potholes.
Stop it.
They do. They got potholes and homeless people sleeping next to them.
They're just working their way up north to those are where they got to go and patch them all. They're the construction crews en route. Trust me.
Y'all got plenty of zombies on the roads. Zombies and Karens on the road driving they whips.
We do have Karens.
Yeah, there's plenty of Karens out here. With that, as a matter of fact, there's that one video with over 1 million views of a pretty popular Karen in the cannabis space on that one video. You guys.
Shout out to Dana Cisneros.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come on now. Come on,
Jason.
Now.
Are you in Huntington?
I didn't do it.
The land of freedom.
You're in Karen capital, USA.
Stop! No, it's not. This is not Karen capital. Stop the ridiculousness.
Jason, the last time I got called the hard R was in a bar in Huntington Beach. That's why I live up here.
Yeah, we're gonna.
That sounds very on point for Huntington.
Sounds a little ridiculous to me.
That's why I live in Newport.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Jason no longer has to go to Florida to hang with Chads. You know what I'm saying?